Good morning, everybody. It's Miss Stacy. How are you today? I started to go live by accident a minute ago, a couple minutes ago. I don't know what happened. I was moving my camera on my iPad, and all of a sudden it said live. So if you saw that, sorry to get your hopes up too early. All right. Let's see. What am I going to do today? First of all, we're going to start with some songs and rhymes. So let me back this up a little bit so you can see. And let's get started with this guy. This guy, Itsy Bitsy Spider, right? Have you seen any spiders lately? It's getting to be springtime, and outside we had a few. Did you? Did you see any spiders? All right, let's get your Itsy Bitsy Spider. Ready? Here we go. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Good. Have you been singing these songs during the week too when we're not together? You can. It's good to practice, and it's fun to sing. Singing makes you happy. At least it makes me happy when I'm by myself. All right, what's this one? What do you see on here? You guys see everybody calls him either a snowman, or he's a teddy bear, or an astronaut because he is up in space. What's up in space with him? You see the stars. He has a big star in his little paw. Do you see some clouds down here? Okay, here we go. Here they are. There's some clouds, and there's some clouds over here. Wouldn't it be neat to go up into space? I think it might be neat. I wouldn't want to live there, but it might be neat to go up there. But the stars don't look exactly like this up there. This is just our representation of stars, so we understand what we're looking at in pictures that we draw. All right, ready? Let's do twinkles. Twinkle, twinkle. Ready? Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Good. Those are familiar songs, aren't they? It's nice to have familiar things when things are weird. Are things weird? Things are weird. It's hard because you can't go to the library. You can't go to the grocery store probably. You can't go to church. There's no places we can't go right now. But that's okay because we still have story time, whether we're in the library or we're here. What do we see? Do you remember what kind of bird this is? I've told you a couple times. This is a robin redbreast. Now, our robins don't have any white on them like this one does. And robin redbreasts are different places. I didn't know that, but over in Europe, they're a little bit different than ours. But they're still robins, from what I understand. So that's a robin, and she is standing on a branch. Here it is. There. And there are branches above her and behind her. And what is this over on the branch? That is her nest, right? And what is inside that? Those are her eggs. And do you know what are in her eggs? Baby birds. They are. Have you seen any eggs in your neighborhood or in your yard? Or any nests? I bet you have, or you know people who have. Lots of birds' nests right now. Lots of babies being born out in nature. My friend had a baby deer in her backyard. He could barely walk. Yes, crazy. All right, so here's the nest. Let's see it. Let's see your nests. There you go. Make a cup with your hands. Gotta figure out my camera. All right, here is the nest for the robin. Here is the hive for the bee. Here is the hole for the bunny. And here is the house for me. Good. Now, since our story today is about fish, I thought I'd bring a story out that we've done before, a song that we've done before, but it's really silly, and it's about boats. and colors. I don't have my blue one today. I always lose the blue one. I don't know why. I'll have to look for it. But what color is this boat? If you said red, you are correct. All right, ready? Sailing along in my little red boat, sailing along in my little red boat, sailing along in my little red boat. Zoom, 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 splash. What color is this one? If you said green, that is correct. Ready? Sailing along in my little green boat, sailing along in my little green boat, sailing along in my little green boat. Zoom, 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 splash. What color is this one? Oh, you can't see it. There it is. Can you see? That is yellow. And I would say that it's the same color as my house. My house is sort of yellow gold, but it's really, noticed it's starting to not look like that color anymore either. What color is your house? Do you know? All right, this one's yellow, this boat is yellow, so let's sing. Sailing along in my little yellow boat, sailing along in my little yellow boat, sailing along in my little yellow boat. Zoom, 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 splash. Last one. And what color is this one? This is white. And I'm going to teach you something, tell you something, and maybe you'll remember it in science class one day. White is the absence of all color. That's a big thing to learn, isn't it? That's all right. Ready? Sailing along in my little white boat, sailing along in my little white boat, sailing along in my little white boat. Zoom, 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 splash. Okay, let's do this one. ABCs, I know, you guys are good, you know these. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, the part goes fast, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Who's that? Look, he's kind of up in space too. What's this up in space? That is the moon, and that big circle moon is called a full moon. And the moon doesn't always look like that. Sometimes it's a crescent, sometimes it's half of a circle. It looks different every single day. It might not seem like it, but it looks different every day. So this is Hey Diddle Diddle. Ready? Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Who's this? This is our pal. I should find him, my little puppet, Blah Blah Black Sheep, when I'm at the library tomorrow, and have him for next week. So we have our little puppet friend. All right, what does Black Sheep do? Do you remember? We ask him if he has something. What do sheep wear on them? It is called wool. And we make sweaters out of their wool, and socks, and hats, and scarves, and probably some other things too. People use it to knit. They make yarn out of it. And I bet you if you ask your grown-up, they would find a video on YouTube about making wool yarn. It's really cool. You know that the sheep just need to get shaved when it gets warm, so they get all their wool shaved off and they make yarn out of it. Pretty cool. All right, ready? Baa baa black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master, 1 for the dame, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. All right, our last song. It's our silly song, but it's fun. There's our grannies. They're so funny. You see them? There they are. All right, ready? Let's get your grandma's glasses ready. These are grandma's glasses, and this is grandma's hat, And this is the way she folds her hands in her lap. These are Grandpa's glasses, and this is Grandpa's hat, and this is the way he folds his arms and takes a nap. Oh, Grandpa needs to wake up, huh? All right, the book I brought today is written and illustrated. Remember who the illustrator is the artist who does the pictures. Look, I found my blue boat under the book. So silly. Fabulous Fishes. Do you see that? You see? That is a kind of tropical fish. It lives in really warm water. And we're going to take a look and see if the fishes are named in here. And here are some other fish. Do you ever see fish like that? I think there's a place in Chippewa that some kids go to that has fish in a tank. I think it's at the doctor's office. It's pretty cool. My kids always like to look at it. Fabulous Fishes. And this is one of our library books. This is one from the Chippewa Library. All right, here we go. That is a round fish. Do you see how it makes a circle? What colors do you see? Oranges and greens and some blues and purples. Round fish. Clownfish. Do you know a clownfish? Do you watch Nemo? Nemo is a clownfish, and this green that these clownfish are in is an anemone. That's where they live, which is also a living creature. And the clownfish are what color? They are orange and black and white. Fish that like to hide. Do you see that fish in there? Can you see him? Oh, there. Sorry. There he is. All right, what else do we have? Striped fish. Oh, that's not a striped fish. There's the striped fish. You see them? Spiked fish. This is a blowfish, and he has spikes. And he is also round. When he gets scared and is protecting himself, he blows up really big. Wow. Fish that leap and glide. Those fish look like they have wings. I don't think I've ever seen a flying fish. I don't know. Have you? And what is that one jumping toward? What is that big orange circle up here? That is the sun, which is out today. Oh my goodness. Sandfish. That's these ones over here. And you see them, they live in the sand under the water. So they poke up, just their heads, and part of their body. That's how they live. Crazy. Landfish. What? You see those landfish living on the land, or at least walking on it. Wow, fish are kind of confusing. Oh my gosh. Fish, they're flash, they're lights. They live in the deep, deep dark water where the sun doesn't get to, and they have lights. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That'd be something to see. Speckled fish. There they are. That looks like it might be a trout. You see the mountains behind, and you see the pine trees and the river and the birds on the side. Yeah, I think that might be a trout. And if not, we'll figure it out. Spotted fish. And that looks like a ray. I didn't know rays were spotted. Maybe they aren't. Maybe this is just because it's a kid's book. Fish with tails curled up tight. Those are seahorses, and they used to be my favorite when I was really little. There they are. Lots of seahorses. shiny fish. There they are. In a school. Did you know fish live in schools? How would you like to live at school? Spiny fish. Fish that hitch a ride. They hook onto the bigger fish so they don't have to swim as hard, I guess. And what kind of big fish is that? That looks like it might be a whale. Flatfish. This fish lives on the bottom and lays on his side all day. I think he's called a flounder. And catfish. Do you see what makes this catfish look like a cat? It has whiskers. Yes, big, big, long whiskers. Fish that ride the tide. Look, they look like they're surfing. We've been watching a lot of surfing videos at our house on YouTube. I'm not sure why, but we are. Fish that swim in numbers. What color are they? They are a bright green. They're so pretty. I'd like to see them in real life. Look at that. There's too many to count, too. I thought we could count some of those. Way too many. Fish that swim alone. What kind of fish is this? See this? He's a swordfish. Oh, what kind of fish is this? Oh, that is not a fish. No, it's not a fish. That's a girl, probably. And no matter what they look like, the fish call the water home. All right. Here's, in the back of this book, there are all sorts of names for these fish that we've seen. The first one we saw that was round is called a discus fish. There it is. The clownfish. This is a giant kelpfish. It's the one that was hiding. It's the one that was hiding. The butterfly fish was the striped one. And this is the porcupine blowfish. So he's spiny, spiky, and he blows up big and round when he's afraid. And the flying fish, remember we talked about that? He bursts up out of the water, spreads its fins, and glides through the air to escape larger fish. So they do fly a little bit in the air. And then this one was the sandfish, they said. It was a garden eel. So it was an eel type of fish. The mud skipper was the one that was living on land. Lanternfishes were the ones that live in the deep, deep, dark water and light up. And yes, I was right. It's a steelhead trout. Miss Stacy was right. Steelhead rainbow trout. You can see that that kind of looks like a rainbow, can't you? What's over here? Blue spotted stingray. Well, how about that? There are spotted rays. Didn't know that. And the seahorse, which I told you about. Okay, this camera's driving me crazy. And the silver bellies of sardines. Those were the shiny ones. And this spiky one is a lionfish. Doesn't it look like a lion? With its spikes all around it like a lion's mane. A remora. They attach themselves to whale sharks. They were those little gray ones on the what looked like a whale, and it was a whale shark. And then I was right about the flat one. He's a flounder. And the catfish we talked about. And the ones that look like they were surfing are California grunions. So they are surfing. Because that's where the videos that we're watching are from. Surfing videos in California. And blue striped snappers were those pretty bright green ones. And the swordfish. And the bright yellow mouth of the clown triggerfish resembles that of a clown. Pretty cool, huh? Well, I brought some real pictures out from a book that we had at home about fishing with bait. So when you go fishing, have you ever gone fishing? You use a fishing pole, and what are those? That's your bait. Usually around here you use worms. Yeah, do you find worms in your yard? Sometimes we do. All right, let's see what other things we have in here. Here is a picture of a catfish. And this book says you can use a piece of sponge to catch a catfish. That's crazy. Let's see, what else did I make a picture? Take a picture. Look for pictures of. Here we go. There's some fish that look like they glow in the dark. They are called crappies, and you may have heard your dad or your grandpa talk about crappies. I have. And this one, with this little boy that he caught, is a perch. That's a nice size fish. Let's see, what else do we have? And this one that this man has is a walleye. That's a big fish. What else do we have? And this one is a muskie. Look how big he is. He's letting him go. He's putting him back in the water. That's a huge fish. We saw some of those on our vacation a few years ago. What's this one? This one is a largemouth bass. He is big. What else? And this one is a smallmouth bass. Do you see it? Getting ready to eat that worm? Somebody's going to catch that one. I think it's neat that people can take pictures of these fish. Put a camera in the water, but it has to be a special camera. What else did I have marked here? Ice fishing. They do that up at Lake Erie. Look, they put a hole in the ice and then they catch some fish through it. You see the fish laying here on the ice? I think that's pretty crazy, because that's cold. And here's a trout that this young man caught in the ice. Is my hand in the way? There it is. And there's the hole it came out of. Crazy. Here's another fish, a northern pike or a bass. I'm not sure. That man looks very happy that he caught that fish. And one more. What do I have? Another ice fishing picture. All right, you guys. So I'll be back next week with another story for you. I think I have an idea what it's going to be. I have it planned out, but I don't remember what it is right now. I hope you guys have had a nice week, and then today is really nice out. I hope it stays this way. Snow last weekend, nuts. Can't deal with that. So hopefully you guys can get outside and play today a little bit. Go for a walk. Go for a hike, play with your siblings, your brothers and sisters, and just have a great day. All right, you guys, I'll see you next week.